I just want to talk about my experience with fruit flies. So essentially, I've been living in this small place by myself for a good while, a few months now, probably like over 9 months. So essentially, naturally, you want a little company. So I didn't have a pet. I don't want to have a pet, but what I did was I started allowing fruit flies. I bought some bananas like months back, and some fruit flies came from that. It was like one female, and then she had a bunch of eggs. So first I thought, oh great, this is how it starts, right? This small one, and it turns into a big annoyance. And when I was living with my narcissist mother, she would always get mad, and she'd always like bitch about fruit flies and try to kill them here and there. And I noticed always fruit flies would be in our drinks, like in the tea, always in her coffee, in the fan. Where you cook, there would be cake. It was just caked with dead fruit flies in the fan. And when I was here, I thought, you know what? Instead of getting angry, I'm gonna just try to coexist with them, and just try to live with them and see how it works, right? And essentially, I started observing fruit flies, and I started noticing things about them. So essentially I noticed that they have personalities. Some of them fly in very specific patterns. I knew there was one after the batch, right? There was one large female, and she would fly in a very specific pattern. Like, she was always so happy flying around. She was brave. Other flies would stay near the kitchen in the corner over there, right, where the food is. But she was really brave. She would go into the living room, quote unquote, and explore. And she actually I could see she liked the currents of my fan, or she liked the lights of my computer, and she looked happy. And then I noticed a couple other male ones, but they were more nervous. They liked to kind of hide and observe more. Some of them were very cautious. Some of them were more free-spirited. Some flies had little specific spots they like to go to. Like one fly, he always liked to go near the shower. I don't know why, but there's like hair and like little bits of dirt there and water, and he liked to go around there. I'm not sure. Well, he's a fly, right? And the same guy, he likes to go into the toilet, like, to get his nutrients, right? So I thought it's very interesting how different flies have different personalities. Now here's something else. So it's actually really good practice for your energy, is actually if you're trying to coexist with a small little creature, because we're always used to living with big things, right? Big people, maybe big animals, but how about living with a small little creature? Essentially, I was trying to be conscious and think, I would eat fruit for myself, but I would leave a little plate on the side, and I would notice that they would actually respect they wouldn't really gravitate to the fruit that was fresh. They would actually gravitate to the leftover pile. It's like almost like they knew that this is for you, right? And essentially, I started watching them carefully, that they communicate with one another, how they communicate. So they're actually social. Like, for example, they're born in an egg, so they never know their mother, but they like to be social. They like to be in a group, and I watch them, and essentially they communicate with, like, they can't talk, but they use their wings, and they actually move their wings in like different patterns, like up down, and that's how they communicate with one another. And essentially, if they come up to each other to investigate, then they'll actually slap each other. Like, example, one guy's eating and the other one comes in, and then they'll use like their 3 legs on their side to like push him away. And then observing them, the way they mate is exactly like a dog or a male in dominant position is so the natural position, right, in sex, right? Essentially, it's just so interesting to me that they are. It's just like years back when I worked in a pet store. I started working in the fish. I was working in the fish department, and I started watching like fish, and even a small little goldfish. I realized they actually have intelligence. They actually are smart. They actually can learn. Like, I raised some, and I would put them in different parts of my room, and I would change up the size of their aquarium and change the ornaments around inside their terrarium, and then give them different types of food, sinking food, floating food, different types of frozen food. Everything would stimulate them, and they would see different lights, and they would see my TV screen, different video games. So the fish got really intelligent. They were really aware of me, and I was really surprised. And I realized, okay, everything everything is like us. Maybe just a little degree of delay, but it's there. And even this fly. So back to the flies, watching them. So living with them, I'm very careful. I was thinking, okay, if I'm on a fly, right, and I land somewhere to eat something, I don't want to be watching all the time for some giant dumb idiot, right? Some bumbling, clumsy idiot who's going to always try to crush us accidentally. So it's stressful, right? So I started being aware of like, oh, they're right there. I'm going to just try to reach around them to grab something, or try to put this away, or try to move slowly so I don't startle them. And I kind of started seeing that in the flies in my living with the narcissist, right? The flies were always erratic, right? Moving around. But here they were more calm. They were not afraid to just interact with one another right in front of me, or flying slowly and exploring. Now, also, there have been downtimes, there have been times where there's been times where I lost my cool, right? So I'll explain some of the things. 'Cause living with them is like, it's almost like you're putting yourself in God's position. So if you do this, you're going to understand God a little bit more. So essentially, okay, what else can I say? Okay, so essentially I'm watching them, and I'm very conscious of them, right? I don't want to, scare them, right? Whatever. Making them feel comfortable, giving them, loving them, right? And then when there's too many of them, I would gather them up in a bag, right? Put a little fruit in a bag. When they're all in there eating the fruit, catch them and go outside and release them with love, right? But I would keep the large ones. I would keep the veteran ones. And then essentially what happened was that, so they actually have personalities. They actually have habits. They actually have little emotions. And okay, this is the trippy part. So essentially, I had the window open, right? So I was thinking, one day I'm getting kind of attached to these bigger ones, right? I'm like, one of them is gonna fly away one day, right? And I felt a little bit, sad, right? Almost like a child, right? It's like a child that I was raising. And essentially, when you love something, you don't want to capture it. You don't want to contain it. So I would leave, the window open. If they want to go, they can go. If they want to come back, they come back. And I kid you not. I was like, if I'm a fly, and I'm getting everything for free here, right? And I go outside, and it's windy, right? And you know how the weather changes. It can be raining, it can be cold, it can be windy. And for a small little fly, I feel almost scared for them, worrying. But I know I pray to God. God will take care of them. Take care of my little fly, right? And I have faith in God. He will take care of them. And essentially, I'm thinking, okay, they have to go look for food. And then the one guy, he went outside. He's just about to go. And I think I opened the door. And actually, I wasn't really ready to part with him, because I'm still going through healing and everything right now, releasing the negative energy that I absorbed into my core. Because evil wants to attach evil energy to your stomach. It's witchcraft in your stomach, people. Okay, use the Bible and release. I'll put a link, but essentially, a lot of us all of us are being controlled through witchcraft in the stomach. But anyway, back to I can't even help myself to tell the truth. Anyway, back to the flies. So essentially, the fly, he left, and essentially, I was sad, right? But I recognizing this is a large male that I've been watching for months. And essentially, they said they live for about a month, but essentially he'd been there for 3 months, just about 3 months, and then essentially he popped out, and I saw him. I was like, whoa! He was just outside into the open world, and he was like, whoa, looking, and then the wind just blew him away. He got scared. It was calm, but it was a calm time, but he flew off. And I thought, oh wow, he's free, right? It's such a beautiful big world, but here he's contained, right? But I thought, and then after it got really cold and windy, and I thought, shit, man, I was thinking, it's such a hard life, we have to try to, I think we should try to respect insects and flies more, because think about it, they have a gust of wind will just take them anywhere, wandering free, aimlessly, right? There's no security, right? So essentially 2 days later, I kid you not, 2 days later, I opened the door, the same fly flies in to my house, and he's still here actually. And there was like three of these large veterans, and three large males, one large female. The female, I accidentally caught her in a bag because there was an explosion one time of flies, and essentially I accidentally released her, and I felt so. That was the first one I got attached to, and I felt so sad, right? But I said, okay, she's happy, she's free. It's better like this. I don't want her to be stuck and die in this shitty dump, right? And then essentially, but the males, one of the big males, he left, but this other one, he actually came back, and he's actually been hanging around, and another one, he would leave and come back in. So what I'm thinking is that they can feel energy. The flies can feel energy. Pardon me. Spitting is very important. Spitting it has memories. So when you're healing from trauma, you might throw up during a healing session. I just vomited up a lot of stuff from the stomach witchcraft, right? Anyway, essentially, the flies. My pet fly. Yeah, so I feel like we should be respectful of them because essentially they have such a hard life. They're very small. They're so easy to bully. They're simple creatures. They're literally like a little dog. Like I watched the fly. It's has like a little tongue. It's like a little dog. It comes and laps up the juice or whatever. And then if you have to be thinking like, okay, if you have a cup of juice or coffee, they might be attracted to the sugar. They might go in there at night and drown. So it's good to cover your drinks, because they will fall in. But I noticed that in my home, my energy, the insects, my energy is very pure, and it feels like a hug. My energy is because I love everyone. I love everyone unconditionally. I love animals, but when I was younger, I was being attacked. So it's hard to love people when you're being attacked, right? You don't know how to defend yourself. And I was very raw, but I'm healing and I'm getting stronger, and everyone can see. Essentially, yeah, that's like the insects. What else do I want to say about this? So they sense energy. So one time, okay, there was an explosion. So there was like the normal ones that I had, but one time there was like a weird fly. He came in from outside the grass, and he was like not a normal fruit fly. He was like a wild one, like almost like a gnat, like a smaller, thinner bodied one, more aerodynamic with the wings. They fly in like a weird zigzag pattern, and essentially this guy, he jumped on top of one of the females and raped them. And I could see that there was a bunch of smaller ones, and essentially they were so small that the males would just jump onto the female, and the female couldn't get her off. She couldn't, because she was trying to take her off with her wings or legs, but couldn't because he's too small. Essentially, it's caused like an explosion, right? So I was trying to gather them, right? But there's so many that I was getting pissed off. I was like, okay, these are like super breeders. Like they literally are like disgusting. Like they literally are born and they're literally just crawling around, climbing on trying to fuck each other, and they literally like learn. Like it's like they were in a bag, so they're watching the mature ones fuck, and then they start learning, and it's like they're learning from each other. So it's like it kind of expounded. So I was like, oh god, this is fucking pissing me off. So I was catching them, but I started getting pissed. I started trying to kill them. And essentially, those other veteran flies, they started getting nervous because they're like, yo, this energy is different now. He's trying to murder us now. He's literally trying to kill us. So like these flies, they don't trust me now because they seriously saw me murder a bunch of them in front of them, right? Now they're really scared but I'm trying to always be gentle to the big ones, right? And I'm trying to go back to my just gathering them up, because there's no point to be always angry, right? It's like my mother she'd always be angry when when there's dishes. And when I was older, I was like, well, why are you gonna be angry when we eat every day? Essentially, that's what it was. Getting angry every day for the most basic shit. When you know that this person's just a demon, just trying to trigger you. You know, if someone's angry, upset at you all the time, they're just a demon. Narcissists are demons. You know, they're demon controlled people, but I think they're just straight up demon people. I was raised by a fucking demon. She was born on October 31st, October 31st, and demons, it's weird, man. It's like everything breaks down around. They just take and take and take. No amount of love, no amount of drugs, no amount of food, no amount of sex will ever satisfy them. It's like an empty void. The people who control our world is like an empty. They just keep taking and taking and taking. And essentially, I was living with her, giving her love, and she didn't care. She just kept taking and taking, never gave me anything, no love, nothing. Trying to get me to kill myself, because that's how evil works. Evil wants you to die. But once you realize what they are, then you cut yourself off and you free yourself. So you're trying to free yourself from the negative energy, because they shoot the negative energy at you and you absorb it into your body, into your core. So anyway, back to the fruit fly situation. So anyway, okay, these flies, they're starting to see, okay, this guy's angry. Okay, and I'll start thinking, okay, this is God. Like, he's trying to protect a specific tribe, right? In the Bible, he was trying to, you know, he would kill all this group of people, because these people weren't listening. These people were evil. They're going to just never listen to him. And if you don't listen to God, God is life. If you don't listen to him, you're just going to fall away into sin and into suffering and death. It's just like a cycle. This society of evil wizards and warlocks put us all through cycles. A never-ending cycle, a pattern of repeating. To break the cycle, break the chain, by removing yourself from the evil people, by running away from the evil people, by rebuking them, rejecting them, putting a wall, praying ceaselessly, saying, you know, praying is connecting to good, to God, and you're releasing. It helps you shake off evil. Every day you pray, because evil is all around, attaching itself to you. Yeah, something I've learned right now is that recently is like, essentially there's a occult witch's symbol. There's like a new age symbol, and it looks like, you know, there's a guy called Dub Effects. Hey, fuck you, Dub Effects. You're a fucking demon piece of shit. I know what you are, you fucking loser. So anyway, this guy, I'm just gonna talk randomly. So this fucking loser, his fucking band, his group, you can see the symbol. It's like a 3-looped clover. It looks like a 3-looped clover. But you know what it is? Now I realize it's an occult witch's symbol of witchcraft. Because the devil, he knows how the body works. He knows how the body works really well. And essentially our whole body is a bunch of loops, like connected, interconnected. So you have a loop, you know, your hips is like a loops, right? One loop, and then it's like rubber bands connected to each other. So essentially, that's why you literally can't fix your back until you fix your shoulder. Like, example, your hands, your fingertips are all connected to your back. Like, if you don't strengthen your fingertips, if you don't strengthen your toes, and you don't strengthen, activate your shoulder, like your arm, example, your arm. And your arm, every part of your body, your leg, your arm, your whole torso, it's got basically 4 points you can lean on: forward, back, left, or right. So essentially, there's different muscles that hold you in these positions that you have to like loosen and activate, because this bastard system of witches and warlocks, they know how to bind humanity and stop our manifesting powers, because God wants you to manifest abundance to you. God wants you to attract abundance to you. Your abundance is everything, right? Your energy, your health, money, experiences, positive connections. You have to attract it to you by feeling good. Because what you view is what makes you. Whatever you see is what you're gonna feel. But how your body feels too is what you feel too. So this system knows how to attack our body. So it puts witchcraft, it crushes your food, and then you eat the food. And then you get stomach pain. And your stomach essentially wraps around the toxins. Creating a knot. And it creates a spiral. Don't listen to the doctors. Don't listen to the lying medical system. Because they want to, that's what the staff is. You see the medical system? They want to bind you with the staff, with the spiral. They want to put the witchcraft in your stomach. Because you want to spread out and you want to stretch out, but you can't. Because you have a knot in the center of your stomach that's stopping you from stretching out. Because our body is a bunch of fibers. And the occult, they know how to tangle them up. They know how to create knots and create blockages. Because we're like energy. And they attach these entities, these witches, they use entities that attach cords to you. And those cords manifest as parasites or pain bodies, like lumps of physical pain. So you have to do like so many things, like isolate yourself from the evil. Practice energy healing. Energy Reiki, watch Reiki healing, a lot of praying, a lot of self-deliverance, eating 100% organic, throwing away old items, old garbage, because items are connected to old people that are evil, that are trying to steal energy from you. And even being around evil people will drain you physically. Then you have to try to free yourself. So then you're cutting yourself off, but then as soon as you're starting to hear this information, the asshole person that you're living with is trying to distract you and attack you. And right now you're being attacked. You're being attacked right now. You're in pain right now, and they're controlling you through your pain, and they know you're uncomfortable. So you want to get comfortable because they're watching you. They're always watching you, trying to screw you over, trying to watch you in pain. The ones that you love, if they see you at the doctor, example, you go chiropractor, you go with your mother or you go with your girlfriend, and then they're cracking your back and you're in pain, and your girlfriend or mother is smiling or laughing because they're against you. They're spiritually against you. They want to see you suffer. They're not the one for you. No one is the one for you because you're not with the right person. Because you have to align yourself. You have to ground yourself. You have to stop living in the sky and live on the ground. You have to live on the ground. Ground floor. On the ground, on earth. So you can release the energy from your body into the earth. And then absorb positive vibrations. And then expose yourself to positive energies and think positive things so you can feel happier and positive. So you can attract good to you. Good, happy things. Not evil. Because this world is evil. And I know what evil is because I was raised by a fucking demon. Essentially, I was being attacked. And the Freemasons, they believe in the two pillars. The right-hand path, left-hand path, Kabbalah. Kabbalah is just essentially mind control. Essentially, energy manipulation. But essentially, it's kind of true what they're teaching because they're trying to make themselves ascended. And essentially, the system attacked the shit out of me that I created a dark persona that was completely opposite of my light persona. So this evil persona would want to kill everyone that wanted to hurt me. But I know I'm pure good. Essentially, then I ate some magic mushrooms, and essentially my light and dark persona combined into one. And I noticed that I had a magnetic polarity, like something in the energy shift, the realm shifted. Something shifted, and then I noticed that everything was attracting to me more. Insects, children, groups of people. And I know that my life partner, the one who God designed, she's coming to me. She's circling around me, orbiting, she's coming closer, and everything is coming towards me. All my happiness, all my money, all my infinite money, all my freedom, all the work, all the seeds I've been planted, they're gonna explode online because I know what I know, because I am the chosen one, an earth angel from heaven.